Hey guys, I'm here at Virtual Greens Golf Club, the newest indoor facility here in St. George, Utah. Shout out to them. In this video, I'm going to give you a little bit more of an advanced tip, something that's taken me a long time to get a feel for, something that's taken me a long time to get used to. It's not what I grew up doing. I was 7 years old when I started playing golf. The clubs were too big for me. I developed a lot of bad habits. But one of the things I always talk about is sequencing a golf swing, and I relate it to throwing a ball and to swinging a bat. So if I threw a ball or I swung a bat, one of the things that would happen in that sequence is I would push off, generally, let's take throwing a ball. I would push off the ball of the right foot. Right about here, I would shove this, and that's where I could get a lot of power, is from this right foot. In golf, that can be absolutely disastrous. I really don't want to push off of my trail foot. I do want to feel the speed and the power coming from the ball of this foot. I want to feel it coming from the ball of the lead foot, and that's kind of different than most of the things we play. I think it's why some of the people who are athletic in every other sport struggle in golf, because that concept's different. So what I want to do is I want to focus on the ball of the left foot being the catalyst for a couple of things. Number one, if I get up here and I let the weight drop into the ball of this left foot, it keeps me from hanging out on this back foot and wanting to push from here, which is a problem. Other than the driver, there's no way in the world I'm going to hit a good shot if I'm on this back foot when I start my downswing. The problem is I'm going to be trying to basically come from underneath and up, and that's disastrous in a golf swing. Every golf swing that you have, with the exception of a driver where the ball's on a tee and you are trying to hit up on it, there's somewhat of a descending blow, more on a wedge and less on a fairway wood. But every swing where the ball's on the ground, I should be hitting the ball before the ground. So everything has to be slightly descending or significantly descending depending on the club I'm hitting. Driver's the only exception to that. It's where I could get away if I wanted to a little bit from the back foot. Now, I'm not saying you should, I'm saying you can. So what we're going to talk about is, how do I do this? How do I get this feel of the ball of the left foot? So the first thing that does for me is get the weight to the ball of the left foot. Somewhere at the top of the backswing, what I want to feel is I want to feel like I'm actually dropping in and onto loading into this foot, and particularly the ball of that foot, okay? I'm trying to feel that, because what I'm going to use that for is the force to push up. Now you got to be really careful with this one, because when I say push, I don't mean this way. The hips cannot work vertical and horizontal at the same time. It's impossible. What I'm trying to do is get a feel of dropping in here so that I can push this hip behind me, use that force to shove this behind me. I'm trying to get off of that and shove that basically towards the wall behind me. That's the move I'm trying to feel. That'll create this horizontal turn of my hips, not a vertical one. There's consistency in this move, so I want my hips to push this way. So when I'm trying to straighten this left leg, it's a result of this hip moving this way. I'm not actually trying to straighten the leg, I'm just trying to push this lead hip behind me and get it out of the way this way, okay? Now, for me, and for a lot of you, the problem is when we push off of here, we think we can push this hip out of the way, and really what we're doing is we're pushing this hip into it. So this is getting closer. So when I make this move, I got to be very careful, and I'm going to warn you the same thing. As you make this move and you're trying to push this hip backwards, make sure you try your best to keep your right hip from pushing in. I don't want the hips to do this. I don't want to pivot on the front hip for sure. I'm not trying to push the rear hip. I'm not doing this. And I'm not even doing it from my belt buckle. I'm not trying to feel that both hips are moving around this axis. What I'm trying to do is feel this go back, and this right one stay back a long way too. I'm trying to get a feel like I'm adding some depth with this position. It's going to feel like I'm bending over a little bit, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and concentrate on my right hip coming back, staying back with me, and bringing this right foot, rolling knee to knee, and almost, we talked about this before in a recent video, almost the Scotty Scheffler feel, or the Greg Norman used to do this. You can train this way. You can drag this foot back. There's some reason why Scotty Scheffler is so good and so consistent. And one of those is he doesn't ever push in. It's this move here. So I got to learn to clear this hip and keep this one back. That's not an easy thing to do. I promise you it's not. So there's a drill I want you to do. Half swings, always half swings. I want you to take it back, and I want you on your backswing to try and load your knee. Push your knee this way, okay? I want to see your knee going out towards the golf ball and the weight going on this side. That's your backswing. Then I want you to kick this hip back and try to keep your right hip back at the same time, okay? So I'm going to do one just to show you what it looks like and what I'm feeling when I'm doing this. So I'll do it in slow motion first. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to load into this leg, okay? Half swing. And then on the downswing, I just want to feel this kick back. So I'm going to do this really easy. Go in here, load, kick back. Try and turn, rotate, do everything you have to do, but keep this hip back as long as you can and then let it go. You're going to think, well, I can't get any power of that. This isn't the side that's supposed to get the power. The power is going to be from this hip kicking back and opening you up, but I don't need to shove this right hip in to get the power. I need to keep it back to get the consistency. Okay, so we're going to do it again. This time I'm going to do it for real. Half swing, this is your drill. You got to have two thoughts, okay? Actually, maybe three. I got to go here, load in, kick this hip behind me, but keep the right one back. And if I need to drag this foot back, so be it, drag it back. So I'm going to go here, load, turn, and let that hip stay back. Okay guys, one more time. Here, dump onto this side, kick, keep the right hip back. Okay? Right here. Now I'm exaggerating that for a reason. Just do it, guys. It'll make a big difference in your golf game. Let's go to work.